Happy Wednesday, March 31st, last day of March. We're going to organize our thoughts and do quality work, and I will do the work now. I will write my letter piece by piece. Remember yesterday we chose who we would ask for a recommendation from, and then today we're just going to write the letter. There's an easy template to use in Schoology. I'll show you that in a minute. And of course, I will do my best work because I am strong, confident, and successful. That should probably be an exclamation point, not a question mark. And then for close, we have our discussion, quote on happiness. I'll share that with us in a minute. And it really got me thinking this morning. Maybe it'll do the same for you. Before we do anything else, let's do our positive affirmations so we can tell ourselves what to think and what to believe. Say them with me so we can be positive on purpose. What are you? I am strong, confident, and successful. Yes, we are. And how do you feel about getting work done? I love getting work done. Yes, we do. And how do you feel about schoolwork? The harder I work, the stronger I become. Amen. All right, and I haven't done this in a while, but I've got a little Carvajal comedy for us. It says, the butcher backed up into the meat grinder and got a little behind in his work. Get it? He backed up into the meat grinder. Oh, got a little behind. Yeah, y'all get it. You're smart. Okay, I know that's dumb. Y'all have to put up with me. Your life is so hard. Anyway, happy Wednesday. So what are we doing today? Let's see if I can find it. Nope. Let's move over there. So if we go into today's work, and this was a discussion I was talking about. And I really like this. It says, happiness is not a goal. It's a byproduct of a life well lived. That's by Eleanor Roosevelt. That was the president's wife. And I love this way of thinking because I worry in this country we fall into that habit of chasing happiness. Oh, I'll be happy when I have a big enough house or car, when I make enough money, when I have the big screen TV, when I've got more than those other people have. And we think all this stuff's going to make us happy. Man, but you live a good life, you be a good person, happiness is going to come with. So it's really something to think about because I think too many people are trying to do stuff and buy stuff so they'll be happy. And it's like, man, it just doesn't work that way. If you have some thoughts on this quote, any insight you'd like to add, be sure and add it to our discussion. And for our work today, back into Wednesday's work. Recommendation letter request. And it looks like this. And here is just some advice on asking a teacher or college professor for a recommendation. Of course, think of a teacher or professor that you would consider you've had the most interaction, you've succeeded in their class, or you were very involved. They were involved in your education in some way. The more they can specifically attest to your work as a student, the better the recommendation will be. And I have some students that, in the past that have never really spoke and asked me for a recommendation letter, and my recommendation is this big. Yes, this was a good student. He or she took care of business and did all the work he or she was supposed to do. And if I know you, man, I can write a beautiful recommendation letter. So keep that in mind. And of course, you want the teacher to remember you, and that's part of why you write the letter the way I'm going to show you how to write it. Of course, keep in mind the teachers may be busy, large number of recommendations. When I was in charge of student council at Clark, all the student council officers were always asking me for recommendations. I got really good at it. But yeah, definitely give them time, give them a week, 2 weeks, so that they have time to write it and do justice to what you ask of them. And of course, if you really can't think of anybody else, once again, you can just use me. That's fine. I know you're a good person. You're here. So you can use me as your subject. So basically, you're going to put today's date. And notice here, we start with the address. Of course, if you were actually writing a recommendation letter, you would put your home address. But the school's address for this is fine. You put your student email, right? First name dot last name. You do not put your name up here. And kids are surprised. Why don't we put our name at the top? Well, it's just a formal letter writing format. You start with your address. So if they want to write you back, they can copy your address. And then at the bottom of the letter is where you put your name. So just keep that in mind. Your name does not go up here at the top of the letter. And of course, you put today's date. Dear Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. or whoever it is, right? Mr. Carvajal, Mr. Jones, Coach Rodriguez, whatever it is. And then you write your opening salutation. This is like your greeting to them. And I've given you a sample one here. If you want to change it, of course you can. Just write whatever you want in here. Or you can just pick up your paragraph after this. Hello, this is, what's your name? I was your student, or I was on your football team, or in blah, blah, blah. Last year, whenever it was, just change this to match. I hope all is well with you. Next year, I anticipate attending Northwest Vista College, Harvard University, whatever, who cares, right? Just put something there. Would you please, right? We're using formal language, no contractions. Would you please write me a recommendation letter? I still remember, and then you're going to write about a moment that was great in class. That one lesson that we did, the one time I was having a bad day and you talked to me, that one time you helped me understand a concept that I've never been able to understand before. Anything like that that's going to jog their memory and go, oh yeah, wow, what a great kid. Of course I want to write a recommendation for you. So you want to write a paragraph, right? Don't just say, yeah, it was fun in your class and think you're going to get a passing grade. You want to write a paragraph. The minimum word count is 600 total. And before you freak out, of course, look at all the words that are already here, right? So if you do word count, there's already 327 words on the page. So you have to write less than 300 words, 273 words. That's all you need to write. Y'all can do that with one hand tied behind your back. So paragraph about a time in class that was really cool, or a time when you interacted with that teacher, coach, boss, and talk about how cool that was. And then tell us some of the things that you've done. Oh, I was in Honor Society. I was in Literary Magazine. I was in marching band. I was JV or varsity football. Whatever you have to say here. If you need to exaggerate or make stuff up, I don't care. I'm not going to verify. And then for your finale, right? Thank you. Big thank you to the teacher for all you do here. Lay it on kind of thick, right? Because you want them to write you a letter. And sincerely, here's my example person. I'm a good person. So of course, change it to your name. And when you're done, turn it in. And it's going to be great. And that's what we got going on for today. So, of course, if you didn't get yesterday's work done, it's a discussion question. It's so easy. Be sure and take care of it, and then get this done, and then keep moving forward so you can finish this year strong. All right, if you have any questions,